Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be talking about possible protagonists for the next Wings of Fire book. There's many options and I'm excited to talk about them all today. First we'll start off with the characters that we already know, and then we'll go to characters that we just met in the book 16. To start off, here's something interesting I noticed. When all of the queens disappeared in the epilogue of book 16, Kinkajou is also missing. So that got me wondering, how is she involved? It also makes me wonder, maybe she's the protagonist. I'm not 100% sure, but I just had to, say that to begin with, just because. And I feel like it's not going to really be a Nightwing, or at least a full Nightwing, because that's been done a lot already for the protagonist. And I feel like Tui would love to get lots of different input on the tries. I know I would. But if a Nightwing fits the story better, then she might do a Nightwing anyway. But I feel like she's not going to do a Nightwing. But like I said, Kinkajou's pretty likely, honestly. And it's also not impossible to be Swordtail. I feel like not as likely as Kinkajou, but definitely a possibility. Swordtail and Kinkajou, I feel like, would both be really good protagonists. And I feel like they might or might not work. It would depend. In my opinion, there are not many really good options for the protagonists that we've already met. Especially since the queens are disappearing and there's so much all at once. I really feel like it would have to be a character from book 16, if I'm being honest. Like, Kinkajou and Swordtail are like some of the only ones that work. Unless, I heard that Tui wants to do a time skip. I feel like she should probably wait until the arc is finished to do a time skip. Or she should have, she just started, but I feel like a time skip in the middle of it is kind of tricky. She already did a few time skips, but by years, it's a little tricky. I really think it only works between arcs. But if she were into doing that, then there are other candidates from Pyria and Pantala. I can't really pronounce them very well. But Kinkajou and Swordtail are my main two. Anyways, so we're moving on to new characters. I have this funny feeling, I don't have any evidence, it's just one of those instinct feelings that might turn out to be right. I feel like either Platypus or can't pronounce her sister's name. Platypus or her sister Quokka? I really cannot pronounce it. But I think Platypus and her sister, I feel like not both of them are going to be protagonists. I don't think both of them will be protagonists, but I think at least one of them's going to be protagonist. I just feel like, not in book 17, but in one of the later books, one of them will be the protagonist, but not both of them. Maybe I'm wrong. My instincts are wrong sometimes, but sometimes they're right in the most bizarre ways. Obviously, it's not going to be Umber again, but I don't think it'll be Sora either, for a lot of reasons. I just can't see it being Sora. Plus, we did just do Umber, so even if it was Sora, it could be siblings, with Luna and Blue. That actually really surprised me a little because they're siblings. So it's not impossible to go back to Sora, but I just don't think it is for the next book. And I forgot to mention this, with Kinkajou, I feel like she's more likely to be a protagonist for book 17 than one of the later ones. And if Kinkajou does turn out to be the protagonist, which we'll get that information in a couple of months, give or take, if she turns out to be, I'm probably going to go, I told you so. I haven't really been looking at other YouTubers who like WOF's thoughts, but I don't think they've been mentioning it. I don't know. But anyways, I do not think it will be Burial or Snakeroot. I'm just going to say that. But I'd say it's more likely Snakeroot than Burial, if that makes sense. I don't know. And it'd be really fun to see, I forgot her name, but that descendant of Waterfall that and stuff that works in the healing. I forgot her name. I'll have to look back in the book. But it's like the Sea Wing Wild Wing combination. I don't know if she's going to be a protagonist, but she'd make a pretty interesting protagonist. It could also always be Mulberry. I don't know if it will. It kind of feels like it won't fit, but will at the same time, if you know what I mean. And at the same time, I feel like Mulberry would more likely be the protagonist of the final book than the last book. It'd be interesting to see it because we'd kind of see other person's perspective because it was dragon speak. I'm pretty sure it's like a combination of mind reading inherited from it and the leaf speak inherited from his leafwing nightwing father. It's not possible. Yeah. So Mulberry will probably be the finale because like all the characters, all the protagonists are important, all of them. But I feel like the one in the final book, it's always the most important. Like Sunny. I mean, I like all of the Dragons of Destiny, but Sunny is definitely the top. And Luna too, honestly, and Kibble. I used to pronounce Kibble as Quibble, so sometimes I still make that mistake. Before I ever heard the audio book. I know I'm not the only one, don't mock me, please. There's not enough of you guys watching my videos to really care. Okay. And anyways, I don't really have another specific guess for the video, but I feel like it's more likely to be a dragon that we just met in book 16 than a past dragon. That's pretty much it for the video. I mean, like I said, there's not many specific dragons I think it could be. Although in general, like I said, it's probably going to be one of our new characters. But I feel like she will probably bring back another character from the original series. Just not sure. So it's likely that Tui will bring at least one more dragon from the past series and one dragon from the new series. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong and it'll be a dragon I have not talked about at all. But out of the dragons that we know before, Kinkajou's probably the most likely, I think. Because she's disappeared, so it's like most of the dragons on Pyria do not know yet. But the queen's disappearing. I mean, it could not be related, but I have no idea why it wouldn't be. Kinkajou being the only one who disappeared. And it's not like they left like some of them think, because Cliff said that Ruby literally just disappeared. So Kinkajou is definitely the most likely dragon from this past story to really know. Although it could be a dragon chasing after Wasp and Swordtail. So Swordtail is definitely the second most likely. But it's still probably not going to be either of them. I just really feel like it'll be Kinkajou for some reason. I don't know why. But I'm just going to say, even though I feel like it's kind of not as likely to be an old character, I'm just going to go ahead and say, before we figure out more information, Kinkajou's probably my best guess for the next book. Okay, guys, bye.